bones you made for me, so garishly clean, white as the horses that carry me away.
Hi guys, Rian Peterson. I'm the founder of SalesFlow, and I'm going to talk you through a strategy to get clients to come to you. Now, in our business, we deal with thousands and thousands of potential salespeople. And one of the most common occurrences is that most of them struggle to see enough potential clients and therefore struggle to hit their targets and grow their business. Now, we found that the reason for this, and the main reason for this, is that most of them still use old school dinosaur type of prospecting methods and therefore can't generate enough sales meetings. And that's the biggest challenge. Most of the sales guys and sales professionals, consultants out there know how to sell and they know how to engage with people once they face them. But the biggest challenge out there is to have a regular flow of qualified new sales meetings. Now, I'm going to dive right in and explain to you what you need to do in this day and age to generate sales meetings on autopilot and to get clients to come to you, which is obviously what most of you want, and that's why you tuned into this webinar. Now, let me go back and start and tell you why we need to change our strategies and why you need to look at implementing a new strategy in your business. Now, statistics show us that around 90% of salespeople don't make targets. So only about 10% of the guys out there, and this is not a South African statistic, this is a worldwide statistic, struggle to meet target and stay above the breadline and actually provide for their families. And one of the main reasons is that most of them struggle to see decision makers because they use old school techniques and they just don't get in front of decision makers on a regular basis. Most salespeople start from scratch on a monthly basis because they don't have a system. So let's consider cold calling. It's something when you engage clients in a cold calling method, you got to do it from scratch every month. And that's just not a strategy, guys. It's just not a strategy that's sustainable for your business. And most of them fail not because they do not know how to sell, but because they cannot meet enough new clients. And there's that stop-start again. And some weeks they might do brilliantly, but other weeks they might not see a single new client. Let me tell you a little bit about myself and my team, just to give you a bit of background on us. I've been in corporate and B2B sales for more than 28 years. And during this time, I've consulted with executives in some of the largest organizations and companies from around the world. I've personally led some of the top sales teams in various industries. And I think this is what is very important. I really understand how difficult it is for consultants and advisors and coaches out there to fill their diaries with sales meetings or to get clients to come to them to inquire about their services. And this is what is one of the biggest showstoppers. As a team, we got more than 100 years of combined sales and marketing experience. And this is not whiteboard. This is actual sales experience. And we personally use this exact strategy to attract our new clients. So what we teach is what we've tried and tested for ourselves and something that delivers results. What I'm going to talk you through today and what you're going to learn in this webinar today, some of the finer points that I'll explain to you. Number one is how to create your own signature offering that separates you from your competitors. Now, the reason why this is important is that in most instances, you guys out there have got a lot of competitors punting the same services and products. And for the client, it seems to be the same. So you need to create your own signature offering so you can separate yourself from the competitors. I'll show you how to build your credibility so clients see you as an authority and an expert in your field, which has become really, really important in this day and age for any sales professional. I'll show you how to engage your prospects and add value before you meet them, which is also very important. Otherwise, you're going in cold. And it's the old cold calling technique. that is implemented. So you need to start engaging and add value before you meet your clients. And then I think the cherry on the cake is how to automate your prospecting process. So clients can actually come to you and you can focus on what you are good at. And that's to have sales conversations and strategy conversations and advice conversations with clients and not do the prospecting on a day-to-day basis. Also to clarify who this webinar is for, just to make sure that you're in the right place. So if you're an advisor, coach, whether it's a business coach, a personal coach, any kind of coaching, consultant, professional services provider, or a salesperson for that matter, and the growth of your business depends on getting new clients, then you're in the right place. Ask yourself this, is this you? You've been consulting or advising for some time now, but need to fast track your practice to the next level. You've maybe stagnated in certain areas of your practice. It's possibly important for you to have a regular flow of well-qualified sales meetings. So in order to grow your practice, you need to see the clients and see the people and see qualified people. Due to the nature of your industry, you might need some credibility before people engage you. Let's think about financial advisors, even business coaches. You need a certain level of credibility before any organization will start engaging you. Otherwise, you've got to sell yourself before you sell your service, which is really difficult in this marketplace. You might work in a field where there are many other competitors and you need to separate yourself from those competitors. And you're probably not sure on how to begin your marketing, because let's face it, most of us have not been trained in marketing, but only in sales techniques, and those sales techniques are pretty outdated. So how we used to prospect, and funny enough, this is how a lot of sales professionals are still prospecting. You might use cold calling, door knocking, where you go into business parks or you walk into businesses or individuals' places of work to try and generate some sales. You might still be doing spam emailing, which is extremely irritating for most businesses. And think about it. 10 years ago, we could use spam emailing to generate clients. But these days, ask yourself this, how many emails do you get that irritate you and that you don't want to look at? If you're networking and you're a good networker, that's a brilliant way of doing it. But unfortunately, networking events are infiltrated by competitors. So it's very difficult, once again, at a networking event to build your customer base. Probably one of the best ways to build a practice in any consultative way is referrals from existing clients. But the challenge with that is that you need a huge existing client database to get enough referrals from those clients. And that's just not sustainable in this day and age to build your practice. Before we continue, let's take a look at what has changed, and this might explain why you need to adapt your strategy going forward. So the way people buy has changed drastically, but not necessarily the way that most sell. So there's been a change in the industry in the way that people buy. And the trend has been set by the internet, that the information is out there and clients know your competitors, they know your products, they know the pricing. So you need to separate yourself once again from the competitors. And most sales professionals have not been trained in marketing techniques, and this is where the biggest struggle is. It's not actually having the conversation when they face the client, but it's facing enough and a regular flow of clients. And you can no longer just sell your products or services. You need to be considered as a trusted advisor or expert in your field before clients will really take you serious and engage. And these old school techniques, I keep coming back to old school techniques, guys, but they just don't deliver the results and they take up too much of your time. We've done a calculation on where, if you're using the phone to cold call, that it will literally take you 1 day to do one deal. So 1 day of phoning, research, trying to get in front of clients, and then executing on that and seeing clients. And no one has the time for it. And ask yourself this, does it work for your clients? Does it not irritate your clients when they get interrupted in their business day with a cold call? And on the other hand, you need to elevate yourself from the competitors and create that signature offering that people will associate with you. Now, let's start with that. This is the first step in the process of separating yourself and automating your marketing process. And it doesn't matter what type of industry you serve or what you are. You can be a financial advisor, a business coach, a personal coach, an IT consultant. You need to start looking at creating a signature offering to position yourself as an authority in a specific niche and differentiate yourself from all your competitors out there. You need to show your clients what the end result is when they work with you. Clients want to understand where you take them to. What is that end result that they can expect when they choose you as a consultant or an advisor? So you need to generate that in your signature offering, where you take clients. What is that success strategy at the end that you take clients to? You need to document the process that clients will follow when doing business with you and offer a results-driven blueprint. And what I mean by that is clients need to see what is the step-by-step process that they follow and where do they end up and what is that blueprint that you follow, why they need to do business with you. You need to zero in on the exact target clients and make it easy for clients to meet with you. Now, when you've created your signature offering, it's very easy for your target client to understand who you are and why you are the best person to deal with in your field of expertise. I'm going to talk you through a couple of examples of signature offerings because you might not be sure where to start. And there's a couple of examples that I'm going to go through in different industries of individuals that have created these blueprint offerings and signature offerings. And they might still be, if you take the first one as an insurance broker, 6 steps to avoid business disaster. They might be offering business insurance like any other insurance broker out there, but they've separated themselves to show you how to avoid disaster in your business. So when you're a business person and you associate to that type of heading or topic or expertise, it's going to be very easy to engage with this broker or this advisor because you understand what it is that they do. If you're, for instance, a business coach and you do something like 6 months to 6 figures to show business owners how to generate a 6-figure income in their business within 6 months, if I'm a business owner and I want to grow my business, I'm going to be interested in what this coach has to offer. You might be a professional consultant and you show startup businesses the roadmap, so startup business roadmap for millennials. You show millennials how to start a business, and there's a roadmap so they can understand what it is. You're going to show them that roadmap for a startup business, so they might engage with you on that. If you're a business advisor and your signature offering is how to 10x your business growth in 12 months, that would resonate with a lot of business owners that are starting businesses or want to grow their businesses. If you're in the financial services industry and you maybe have a signature offering of wealth mastering for young entrepreneurs. If I'm a young entrepreneur, I might be interested in what you have to offer because I can associate myself with that. And it just makes a lot of sense for entrepreneurs to engage with a person or professional that will show them. If you're in the IT services and you might have a signature offering stating, I help IT leaders create more business value. So if I'm an IT leader, I might be interested in engaging with you to see how I can create more business value for my business. So how do you go about creating the signature offer? The first thing you got to remember is people don't buy services, but they buy solutions. So they want a solution to their challenge. They want an outcome-driven package that gives a solution and has an end result. So when you create these signature offerings, it's very easy, and you need to identify exactly what it is that you do for your client. What is the outcome that you deliver for your clients? They need to understand it. You need to identify who you serve. So who is your client? I still get a lot of sales professionals say to me, no, anyone. You cannot serve anyone in this market. You need to have a niche. You need to specialize in something. You can do the rest of the business once you face the client, but you need to go in and pinpoint and identify exactly who you help and how you serve those people. Thirdly, you need to pinpoint the outcome people will have when they work with you. It's imperative that a client understands what is the outcome. when they deal with you. Then you need to craft a journey so clients understand the end result of doing business with you. And there might be a step-by-step process. There might be some other advantages with dealing with you, but you need to craft that journey that clients can understand what it is that they'll get from you. A very next important step for any consultant in a professional manner is to start engaging over a platform like LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is extremely powerful. And the reason why most people don't engage over LinkedIn is because they try and sell over a platform like that. And that's not a sales tool. It's a tool that builds credibility and that gets you in front of your potential client on a regular basis if you do it correctly. But there's probably 1 or 2% of the people out there and the sales professionals that understand how to do this professionally and engage clients. So why do we say LinkedIn is extremely powerful? So we got 5.7 million decision makers in South Africa alone that is on LinkedIn. And they might not be active, but they're on LinkedIn, and I'll explain to you why it's important. It's a platform where you can influence, connect with the right people. So you can literally go and send connection requests, and you can start influencing, and I'll explain to you at a later stage how to influence people using LinkedIn. They got great search engines at the back of LinkedIn that you can search for specific target audiences. And those are people that you want to do business with. So you choose who you do business with, you connect with those people. And it's a brilliant tool to build your credibility and become an authority before you meet your prospective buyers. So you don't have sales pitches when you see a client that they say to you, so Rian, who are you and where are you from and what do you do? They already know who you are. They know that you're an expert in your field. And by the time that you meet with them, and I'll show you how you automate that process, but by the time you meet them, you have a very good level of credibility already in the eye of the potential client. So one of your first steps you got to do is obviously set up your profile professionally. If you look at mine that I use as an example, on the second line, it's very simple. And it says, helping advisors, consultants, service industry professionals get in front of more clients and market themselves professionally. Now, when you've got a signature offering that you've created, and that's very important, that's what you put there. 6, helping business owners create 6 figures within 6 months. So when you present that to a business person, they understand what it is you do, and they might be a heck of a lot more enticed to connect with you and find out what you're doing. If you look at the search engine in the back of LinkedIn, I've just used one example of what you can search for. Now you can search for any industry, any country, companies, language preferences, industries, past companies. I just used financial advisors in Cape Town, and it kicked out a result of 2,713 financial advisors. So I can now go and connect with those people and start engaging with them and start influencing them. The next thing you got to look at is doing some articles over LinkedIn. And the reason for this is once you've connected with someone on LinkedIn, within about an hour, they'll forget who you are. Unless you start writing some value-adding articles. And these are not sales pitches, guys. These are articles that you add value to someone. If you look at the one that I did there, the topic is salespeople spend less than 10% of their time selling. Now, on this specific article, if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, I had 593 views, 142 likes, and 23 shares. So that's close to 700 interactions on one article. So that's 700 potential and new clients that all of a sudden interacted with me, and I'm starting to influence these potential clients. And I'll show you why that's important and how we're going to use that at a later stage. Another tool that we find is extremely valuable as an engagement tool with clients is something like a white paper that is written. Now, it sounds like a very technical document, but it can be a very simple 5-page PowerPoint document that you've created that explains the challenge that your clients deal with. Now, bring that back to your signature offering, and let's take an example of 6 months to 6 figures. So you create a white paper to show people what is that process that they need to follow in order to generate more income in their business and get to a point where they're generating 6 figures within 6 months. That paper is then utilized to engage your clients because it offers value and it builds a huge amount of credibility. Can you guys see how this starts coming together? Because now you start creating tools in your business that you can use to engage clients instead of cold pitches. And it might sound like a lot of work, but most of these things you do once, and it might take you a week or 2 weeks to generate it. But once you've done it, you can start engaging all your potential clients all over the country, all over the world, utilizing a single document that you've done. And that is based on your specific signature offering to separate you from the other thousands that do the same thing that you do. Webinars are extremely powerful, webinars and videos, and they're very underutilized because most sales professionals are either too busy to do it, don't know how to do it, or are slightly scared of putting themselves out there in the marketplace. Now, the reason why we say that webinars are so effective and videos are so effective is that you do it once and you can use it over and over and over again. So it's a great tool that is designed once, and it's very simple, it's very effective, and it builds credibility for you as an individual. And that's what's become important. You need to build your own brand in order for clients to engage you. It's a platform where you can discuss challenges and solve and give them their solutions. So you can actually automate your, let's call it your elevator pitch or your sales pitch, and put that in front of thousands and thousands of clients on autopilot. And that drives them to come to you. If you do it correctly, they will engage you and say, Tony, very good webinar. I enjoyed it. It looks like you can add value in my business. Let's have a conversation. And that's where you want to end up. And if you look at one of the points there at the bottom, we forecast that video increases people's understanding of your service by 74%. So it's a much better platform to give people a better understanding of what it is that you do and what your service is about. And you then use this webinar or video as an automated marketing tool, because we got all these platforms out there. And all we need to do is compile our white paper or our webinar or our video once, and then we can utilize that on autopilot to generate interest, because that's all we want. We want to generate interest from the right type of client to come to us and say, hey, Rian, love what you do. Let's have a conversation and see if we can do business together. That's all you want. The rest is up to you. Now, if we look at the content types that produces leads with the highest customer conversion rate, so what turns potential clients and prospects into actual paying clients, it shows, and this is a worldwide statistic, and the same counts for South Africa, that research and white papers generate about a 46% conversion rate, videos 44%, social media content, and that goes hand in hand with webinars and video and articles, around 40%. So these are things that most sales professionals don't use. And the statistics out there show that the leading sales guys that are using it are turning potential clients into paying clients by utilizing these platforms. Now you've got a choice. Once you've got your signature offering and you've got a white paper or a webinar video, you can automate your sales process and your prospecting process, or keep it on manual. And the reason why we say there are two alternatives is certain consultants prefer the manual interaction with their database. Remember, you've built up a database over LinkedIn, for instance. That's one of the tools that you can utilize to put yourself in front of clients. You can now engage them manually, or you can engage them on autopilot to come to you. So option one would be to engage the prospective database that you've now built up over LinkedIn. You've connected with 100, 200, 5,000, 10,000 people that are in your target audience. You've given them some value by means of articles, and you can now go to them and present them with your webinar or your white paper, and people will automatically engage with you and come to you and say, oh, I like that. Let's have a conversation. And you can set that to about 80% automation because you've got all the tools now. You've created the tools, so you don't need to recreate it. Now it's just a question of, do I send it via an email? Do I send it via LinkedIn's in-mail? Do I send it to my existing database? How do I want to get my word out and my message out to generate clients to come to me and set meetings? Option 2, which we obviously use in our company and prefer, not because we're lazy, but because it's very difficult to engage people on a manual basis, on a daily basis. We're just busy in our jobs. So we run, for instance, campaigns over Facebook and LinkedIn that drives traffic to a webinar that we've done, short video of Facebook to a webinar explaining our services, and with a call to action, set up a call with me or pop me an email, and we will have a discussion to see if we can service you. So you can run it on fully automation. And this is not for businesses, guys. These are for individual consultants, because your brand has become very important. You can do it for your business as well, but we mostly suggest this for consultants to separate yourself from the noise out there. So the way it works is you got a Facebook ad or a LinkedIn ad that goes to your webinar or your white paper that you've generated that has value add for your client, that automatically on a call to action sets a meeting from the client side to say, Tony, I'd like to have a conversation with you. And just to show you at the bottom, we did one not too long ago in March, and out of a single webinar generated 1,208 people that clicked on it, and 233 people came to us to say, let's have a discussion. Now that's a huge interest, and we just ran that campaign for probably 14 days and switched it off. So one of the benefits of running it this way is that you can decide when you switch it on and when you switch it off. You've done the work, you've created all the value-adding tools like the webinars, the videos, the white papers for your clients. They know exactly who you are. You have a signature offering putting in front of them. Then you choose how many new client meetings you want to have, and you can switch it on and switch it off. It's that simple. And the outcome of a strategy like this is that within 8 steps, 8 simple steps of setting it up once, you'll have clients come to you, and you'll have all the tools and the arsenal of value-adding tools to engage your prospective clients with, and get away from these old school techniques that you got to stop and start on a daily and a weekly basis. You can then focus on seeing clients and deciding whether or not it's the perfect client, and whether or not you can add value to their client and do business with them, and stop this prospecting process that you have to do on a daily and a weekly basis. And that will stop a lot of salespeople from failing in the industry, because having the conversation is a very good strength for most sales professionals. It's that prospecting that we're trying to get rid of. And by doing it, you'll separate yourself from the competitors still using the old school techniques, and you'll be seen as a mature professional in your industry, with clients reaching out to you on a daily basis to have business conversations. And the best of all, this is the sweet sauce, the cherry on the cake, is you can fully automate the process, that you don't need to deal with the toughest thing in a sales professional's life. We've recently launched an accelerator program, and this is mostly for people that are not sure how to implement the strategy, or maybe slightly intimidated by all the new tools and the methods. And it's the same as when you started in your career. There was a lot of new things that you had to learn, and product knowledge and sales knowledge. So for a lot of people out there, it's very intimidating to start looking at videos and webinars and how do I do it and all the little methods behind it. And from our point of view, we'd love to work with you if you're not sure how to do it, and show you how to get clients to come to you. And we run this accelerator program that teaches professionals step by step in a very simple way how to implement the strategy, so clients can actually reach out to you. And during this process, we obviously open up our phone lines and our email lines, and we teach you and we guide you, and we become your partner in your success to get to a point where you can actually just focus on the important things, and that's having the sales meetings. So for those of you that are keen to have a chat and see if we can help you with any of your strategies and your marketing, go ahead now, book a call with me on my Gmail account. You'll see when I'm available. Just book a slot that works for you, or pop me a quick email and we'll call you right back. Guys, I hope this was valuable. And I'm sure that when you implement a strategy like this, you will see how easy it is to build your practice. Have a good one, guys, and we'll chat soon. Cheers.